Welcome to Super Fast Tortoise.
Welcome to Super Fast Tortoise.
Welcome to Super Fast Tortoise.
Absolutely, totally, and in all other ways inconceivable.
Today, I bring you a new deck tech.
My janky, almost competitive homebrew, Chulane, Teller of Tales, Commander deck tech.
And we start right now.
I can't afford to make exceptions.
Don't wanna complicate ya.
Welcome to Super Fast Tortoise. Chulane, Teller of Tales, is a bant-colored commander. He costs 2 generic, green, white, and blue. Legendary creature, human druid. Power and toughness, 2/4. He has vigilance, and he has an ability that says, whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. Then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. We are going to focus on this ability for the deck. Then his last ability is pay 3 mana, tap, return target creature you control to its owner's hand. This ability is going to add a little spice to the deck. If Wizards of the Coast would make a movie about Chulane, they should get Carrie Elwes to play the character of Chulane. They look so much alike.
Fatality.
This deck has a weakness to Nekazar the Mindrazor. He is our enemy number 1, our nemesis. A well-built Nekazar deck will win against this deck 75% of the time, because this deck focuses on 2 main key elements. 1. Drawing cards and ramping, and 2. Stacking cards to get multiple triggers for each creature entering the battlefield. And we start this deck tech with the ramp and mana fixing portion of the deck. Just a side note, throughout the entire deck you'll notice there is a lot of creatures throughout the deck, and that is to trigger off Chulane. First we have Yevamaya Elder, Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, Harrow, Wood Elves, Sylvan Caryatid, Sakura Tribe Elder, Rampant Growth, Sylvan Ranger, the Classic Soul Ring, Armillary Sphere, Empowered Auto Generator, and finally we have Nyx Lotus. And now onto the draw and tutors portion of the deck. And we start with the classic Brainstorm, Opt, Coiling Oracle, Euro Titan of Nature's Wrath, Fact or Fiction, Urban Evolution. Then we have Mind Unbound, The Magic Mirror, Sphinx of Mogosai, Adric Spymaster of Trust for a little fun and combat deterrent, Cold Eye Selkie, Thunderous Snapper. Then we have Tatyova Bethnic Druid, Prime Speaker Zagana, Soul of the Harvest, Shared Summons, the classic and amazing Momir Simic Visionary. And finally on this list, we have Tishana, Voice of Thunder.
It's not that bad.
Now on to the removal and board wipes. In this section, this is where the skill is needed to play this deck. We start with Memory Lapse, Hinder, Void Slime, Bant Charm, Reality Shift, Trigon Predator, Acidic Slime, Capsize, Phyrexian Ingester, Woodfall Primus, Frilled Mystic, Mystic Snake, Royal Elemental, Ixodron, and finally on the list, we have Time Wipe. Now on to our rodents of unusual size portion of the deck.
Rodents of unusual size? I don't think they exist.
This is where we have big creatures. Starting with Progenitor Mimic. This card is really fun for the deck. We have Sagu Mauler, Goreclaw, Terror of Calcisma, Gotla, Primal Hunger, and lastly, Rampaging Balos. Now on to the support and recursion spells of the deck. In this section, you will notice cards that will protect our strategy, lock us into a creature strategy, cards that will help us draw more cards, and cards that will give us alternate win conditions. Starting with Sages of the Anima. This creature will lock us into a creature strategy, but it helps us dig with all our draw spells and converting them into creature spells. We have Mercfiend Liege to buff our creatures and to give them pseudo-vigilance by tapping our creatures during our opponent's upkeeps. Eternal Witness to bring back cards from the graveyard. Sun Titan to bring back a slew of cards from our graveyard with converted mana cost 3 or less. We have Deadeye Navigator to abuse the triggers off a creature we choose. Unexpected Results. This card is an auto-include in every deck I run with green and blue in it. Lightning Greaves. We have this in the deck to protect our commander or a creature we want prolonged in the game. Elixir of Immortality to help us not mill ourselves out. Vivian, Champion of the Wilds, is a planeswalker that we use for our first ability to cast creatures as if they had flesh. Her +1 ability, giving our creatures vigilance and reach until end of turn, will give us a stronger board presence. Her negative ability is a pseudo draw effect, and we're going to use it as much as possible. Garruk, Primal Hunter. We use this planeswalker for a second ability to draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures we control. He puts in 3/3 tokens, that's fine. His -6 is really good to put a 6/6 green worm creature token for each land you control onto the battlefield. Narset, Parter of Vales. This is to lock our opponents from drawing extra cards during the turn, and it gives us the ability to look for our removal spells by digging, and I mean digging, for our control spells, our removal spells, our board wipes, any non-creature spell. Tamiyo, Collector of Tales. This card's really good for us. Her first ability, spells and abilities your opponents control can't cause you to discard cards or sacrifice permanents, is pretty solid. We don't really use her +1 ability. She's in the deck for her -3 ability to return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Tamiyo's +1 ability is more of a secondary game for the deck. We have Tamiyo, Field Researcher. Now she's a loaded gun. Her +1 ability to choose 2 target creatures on the board to draw you a card when those creatures deal damage is pretty solid. Her second ability, the -2, to tap 2 non-land permanents and data on tap during her controller's untap steps helps our strategy greatly. And her -7 ability to draw 3 cards and you get an emblem where you basically get to cast any spell for free is an alternate win condition. And finally, the lands portion of the deck. We are kind of going to lightning round this portion. We start with 3 plains, 9 forests, 9 islands, Thornwood Falls, Simic Guildgate, Temple of Mystery, Prairie Stream, Command Tower, Mystic Sanctuary, Temple of the False God, Forge of Heroes, Rogue's Passage, Terramorphic Expanse, Evolving Wilds, Field of Ruin, Myriad Landscape, and Ash Barrens. And that draws us to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Chulane, Teller of Tales, Commander Deck Tech. Hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video. Subscribe if you like my content. And hit that bell for notifications so you are notified when I upload my next video. And in the comments, tell me, why are your lands untapped?
I only dog paddle.